Starting from stillness. Morning motivation story. You're waking from stillness. Not from motion. Not from activity. From stillness. And this changes everything. Most mornings begin with noise. The alarm jolting. The mind racing. The immediate rush into doing. But this morning can be different. This morning begins with stillness. The stillness you're waking from. The stillness that held you all night. The stillness that's still here. Even as you wake. You don't need to rush into motion. You don't need to leap into action. You don't need to immediately start doing. You can begin from stillness. And beginning from stillness is powerful. Because stillness is not nothing. Stillness is everything. It's the ground. It's the foundation. It's the place from which all motion comes. And this morning, you have access to it. Right here. Right now. In this moment. Before the day begins. Before the noise starts. Before the doing takes over. You have stillness. And from this stillness, you can choose how to begin, how to move, how to meet this day. Not from reactivity, not from urgency, not from the pressure to immediately be somewhere else, but from stillness, from center, from ground, from the quiet place that knows. Take a moment here, before you move, before you start, before you leave. The stillness. Notice it. The quiet. The calm. The absence of rush. This is your starting point. Not chaos. Not urgency. Stillness. And starting from stillness, you move differently. Not frantically, but intentionally. Not scattered, but focused. Not driven by fear, but guided by clarity. Stillness gives you this moment, this choice, this power to begin well. You don't need to know the whole day. You don't need to see the whole path. You don't need to figure out everything that's coming. You only need to know the next step. And from stillness, the next step is clear. It might be small. Opening your eyes fully. Taking a deeper breath. Moving one limb. But it's clear. And a clear small step is better than a confused large one. This is the gift of starting from stillness. Clarity. Presence. Choice. You're not being pushed by the day. You're choosing to meet it. There's a difference. Being pushed feels desperate. Choosing feels powerful. And you're choosing from stillness. The stillness holds wisdom. It knows about pace. It knows about sustainability. It knows that rushing doesn't actually make things faster. It just makes them messy. But moving from stillness, moving with intention, moving with presence, this creates flow. And flow is faster than rush. Flow is smoother than force. Flow is the natural way. And it starts from stillness. You're in the perfect place. Right now. Right here. In this stillness. To begin your day. The right way. Not the world's way. Not the frantic way. Not the way that leaves you exhausted. Before noon. but the way of stillness, the way of intention, the way of presence, the way of beginning well. Your body knows this way. It's been still all night. It's been resting. It's been regenerating. And now it's ready, not to rush, but to move mindfully, intentionally, from stillness. Your breath knows this way. It's been quiet all night, automatic, natural, and now it's ready, not to gasp, but to deepen, consciously, fully, from stillness. Your mind knows this way. It's been at rest, processing, organizing, and now it's ready, not to race, but to focus, clearly, calmly, from stillness. Everything in you knows about starting from stillness. Your only task now is to honor that knowing, to not rush past it, to not ignore it, to not leap into motion before taking a moment in stillness. This moment matters. It sets the tone. It creates the foundation. It determines how the rest of the day will feel. So give it attention. Stay here a moment longer, in the stillness, in the quiet, in the space before everything begins. And notice what you find here. Peace, clarity, readiness. Not the readiness of adrenaline, but the readiness of presence. The readiness that comes from being grounded, from being still. This readiness is sustainable. It won't burn out by noon. It won't leave you depleted. It won't require constant pushing, because it comes from stillness. And stillness is infinitely renewable. You can return to it throughout the day, whenever you need. Whenever the motion becomes too much, you can pause. You can breathe. You can find stillness again, because it's always here, beneath the motion, beneath the noise, beneath everything you're doing. Stillness is the foundation, and this morning, you're starting from that foundation, which means you're starting strong, not loud, but strong, not rushed, but powerful, not scattered, but focused, starting from stillness. Now, you can begin to move, slowly at first, a deeper breath, a gentle stretch, a small shift. Nothing dramatic, nothing rushed, just movement from stillness, intentional movement, conscious movement, movement that carries the stillness with it. This is the secret. You don't leave stillness behind. You bring it with you, into the motion, into the doing, into the day. Stillness in motion. This is how masters move. Athletes in flow. Artists in creation. Anyone who does their work with grace. They carry stillness into their motion. And so can you. This morning, this day, every day. Starting from stillness. Take one more breath here. Deep, full, conscious. Feel the stillness. Feel the peace. Feel the readiness. And then, begin. From stillness, into this day. One conscious step. One intentional movement. One moment of presence, and then another, and another, until you've moved through an entire day. All of it, starting from stillness. You're ready now. Not because you're rushed, but because you're grounded. Not because you're anxious, but because you're present. Not because you have to be, but because you choose to be. Starting from stillness. This is your power. This is your gift. This is your beginning. Welcome to today. It starts here, in stillness. And from this stillness, everything else flows. Naturally, powerfully, beautifully. Begin now. From stillness, into motion, into day, into life. Starting from stillness. This is how you begin well.